Welcome to round 3 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of October 10th. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
We're moms of teens and young adults, so when it comes to parenting, we've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But we're still waiting for that day when we'll reach the finish line and have no further need to lay down in a dark room with a wet rag over our eyes worrying about something or other. Wednesday is complaint day here on Parenting Roundabout, and today we are complaining about wildlife encounters. Mind you, this is a reoccurring topic.
Yeah.
Every so often we have an encounter of some sort. Ours lately has been raccoons.
Oh, my.
Yes, we've had a family of raccoons move in to the empty lot behind our house, and they've discovered that they can find food in our garbage bins at our house.
Oh, my.
So we are battling raccoons at this point. But it's a good thing. I would rather deal with raccoons than tarantulas, scorpions, snakes, or spiders. So give me a raccoon any day.
They are at least furry and cute, even as they're tearing open your garbage bags and
they're destructive.
How about you guys? What's happening on your end?
I am in a quarantine zone for spotted lanternflies. My husband and I had been noticing these bugs kind of weirdly flopping around on the ground and wondered, kind of didn't think too much of it. My husband said every time when he goes out, like to get the mail or leaves the house, there's 2 or 3 of them collected on the ledge, 2 or 3 bugs collected on the ledge by our mailbox, and he shoos them away, and it's just sort of been in the back of our mind. So yesterday I thought, we got home from a walk, and my husband saw 2 of them and blew at them, and one of them went in his face. These are like bugs, like a fat moth, but they don't so much fly as flop. So this one, it hit my husband in the face. He batted it away. It landed on my shoe. I kicked it away. And as I did, the wings kind of spread and it was red underneath. And I'm like, well, this is creepy. I need to find out what these are. So I looked online and oh my gosh, it's this whole thing that I did not even know about. The spotted lanternfly. I mean, there was a spotted lanternfly skit on Saturday Night Live recently. And Twitter is full of people talking about squashing lanternflies. And there's all sorts of things from the New Jersey Department of Agriculture that you must kill these lanternflies and you must seek out their eggs and you must destroy their eggs or else they're going to destroy all our agriculture. They're an invasive species. And I was reading this article that had like 8 ways to kill spotted lanternflies, and it started with stomping on them and it proceeded to squirting them with water, to using a salt gun, which I don't even know what it is. And then finally it was like wrap a bunch of duct tape around the tree, and when a whole bunch of them are stuck on there, take it down and burn it. So people are getting a little nuts about the lanternflies. I went out to get the mail today, and there was 2 of them hanging out on the little brick thing by the door. And I would have had to squash them with my hand, which I will not go there.
Yeah, no.
But, I mean, I feel terrible about killing bugs. I'm one who will, like, try to trap the bug and take it outside. But all the press on these lanternflies is, show no mercy. Squish them, squash them, stomp them. They're dangerous. They don't belong here. And I'm like, I thought we were friendly to immigrants, and now we're supposed to stop them? Where does this stop? So it's freaking me out a little bit, just not that we have so many of them, although, honestly, you open your door and there's 2 of them having a smoke by your front door. It's just, do I have to, be now the grim reaper of lanternflies for the rest of the fall?
Yes.
And then next year, if you don't get the eggs, if you don't scrape the eggs off the tree and double bag it and pour alcohol in the bag, and I don't know, maybe burn it, I didn't read that far, you will be responsible for the lanternflies that are to come next year and destroy all the crops. It's a lot of pressure, honestly.
It is a lot of pressure.
And I had no idea. Catherine, you said you had been seeing stuff on Twitter about this? I had no idea.
I've just seen a couple of funny tweets, about how in the city of Philadelphia, everyone's been told to kill them.
Yeah.
And just some people were having fun with that on Twitter.
Yeah, I searched lanternflies on Twitter, and there's just a swarm of tweets about it. People proudly talking about how they squished one, and I didn't feel like squishing it, but then I did, or there was a whole bunch of them and I didn't know what to do, or they're climbing up my walls of my apartment building, or it's just like they're they're a scourge, apparently.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, when I was, I don't know, maybe like 10 years old or something, and I was living in Pennsylvania at this time, we had gypsy moths.
I remember those.
And these are also very,
hearing about them.
but also very, very bad.
Yeah.
And there would be, and they're like, when they're caterpillars, they're like black and hairy and like just really kind of gross. They're not like cute little woolly bear caterpillars. They're icky looking. And then if you squish them, green snot flies out of them.
Oh my gosh.
So that's nice. And there were some places where like the whole side of a house would be crawling with these things. It was super nasty. And they also, like when they would make a nest in a tree or something, that would have to be burned. Like there was no other way to deal with them. Yes, it's very dramatic. So, but our latest encounter over here was also mammalian. Like Nicole's raccoons. We had a possum in our backyard.
Possums. Badass.
I have been living in this house for 18 and a half years and never have seen a possum.
Really?
I mean, they're supposed to be nocturnal, right? Like, so
They don't want you to see them.
They don't want me to see them. But the other night, so we have a dog door, right? So our dogs can go in and out into the backyard at will. So I'm inside and I hear them barking outside. And as I told Terry, you know how they say when you're a parent, like you get to understand your kids' cries and you get to like interpret, you can interpret what your kids' cries mean. Well, this was a bark that indicated something is very wrong. And I could tell. So I go to investigate and like 12 feet from my back door, the possum and the dogs are having a little encounter. And, the dogs are barking. The three of them are sort of circling each other. Like the possum can't really run away because there's two dogs there. But the dogs can't seem to actually like capture this animal, which thank goodness. So then I start screaming and my husband comes running and he yells at the dogs to come inside and they actually did. Wow. Thank goodness. Like we did not have to go out there and deal with it. Yeah. So, we got them to come in and then of course closed up the door so they couldn't go back out and then immediately start Googling like, oh my God.
OMG possum.
Possum was pretty much what I Googled. And I also immediately texted my cousin who is like basically a vet tech because of all of the volunteer work she does at an animal shelter. And she was like, it's okay. Possums don't have rabies. Like just as long as they don't have any cuts or scrapes from it, then it should be fine. And they didn't. So that was kind of that. But it was very, very dramatic. And my son was out at the time and he was getting a ride home. So I said, don't come in the backyard, go through the front door. And I said, because there's a possum in the backyard. And he texts back, LOL, okay. And I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Oh, foolish boy.
You don't understand how dramatic this was when all three of these animals were freaking out in the backyard at the same time.
It's a possum, and he's looking for revenge on your family.
Yeah. I mean, what I read in my frantic Googling was yes, they don't carry rabies. They could have some other diseases that your dog could get if there was like, broken skin or whatever.
Right.
But they said, they don't want to fight a dog. They will run away, or they will play dead, which, as we, we're familiar with possums. This possum did neither of those things. But I'm glad it didn't play dead, because then I think the dogs would have actually chomped it. And
Yeah.
yikes. If that happened.
Wow.
So there you have it. That's our
Wow.
exciting story. LOL, okay. No, it's not funny. It was so scary.
Oh, man. Yeah, that would totally freak me out.
And it was right outside the back door. I mean, if it had been further away, I wouldn't have been able to.
Could it have gotten in the dog door? Would it have known to do that? You don't have to keep checking that thing now.
Theoretically, it could.
Was it too bad? You're going to go down?
Yeah,
would've-
I
It's going to
would
be
kind
sitting
of
on the
want
couch watching
to pay attention to that, Catherine.
I know. You need to get one of those dog doors that has a chip on the dog's collar.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So that was terrifying. And this was after, or a few days before that, a friend had come over to drop off something and was just marveling at this dog door. Was so impressed by it because it has 2 flaps of heavy plastic that the dogs have to go through. And for some reason, this was very impressive to him. And so we spent quite a long time discussing it.
But is it possum proof?
Yeah, it is not possum proof, I guess. I mean, if the possum would know to go and poke its pointy nose through the plastic flap, it could come inside. Why it would want to come inside, I don't know.
It would text its friends, doggy door, LOL.
Yes. And then imagine the fracas that would ensue inside between the dogs
Oh,
if the
my
thing
goodness.
was in the house.
Oh,
Can
you must do
imagine?
everything you can to prevent this.
Oh, boy.
It's traumatic.
Yes. I mean, that just reminds me of when we had bats. And that was when we only had one dog, and she was useless. She didn't do anything about the bats.
Well, it's like you want her to want to do something, but then you don't actually want her to. Would you really want her to go bite a bat?
No, I would want her to chase it, though, to get it out of the house.
Oh, dear. Need to sit down with the animals and have a talk.
Right. This
These
is
are our
where
expectations.
this is what you need to be doing. Exactly.
Wow.
Boy.
Wow.
Well, that's
Nature.
very exciting.
We love it.
Yes.
Yay, nature.
Yay, nature.
Stay out of our houses and don't eat our crops, please.
Please. But that's it for today's round 3. Terry, what if a lanternfly came in your house?
Has not happened yet, but it could because it's right outside the door. Fortunately,
Then would you squish it?
Yes, I would squish it, but it's odd because they do not fly. You would expect them to fly. They look like moths. They have these very impressive wings, but they just kind of they climb up to places and then they sort of flop down.
Huh.
Sort of my kind of critter, Why bother to fly? Just kind of coast. What the heck? I
Right.
can't be bothered to flap these wings.
It's like Buzz Lightyear.
Yes, so it's
Falling
not
with style.
Exactly. So it's not going to fly at me. It's just going to be sitting on a surface, creeping me out.
Yeah. Ew.
Possibly
Okay.
flopping on my head from a high point.
No.
Thank you so much for that
Okay.
image, Catherine.
Well, that'll be...
That.
Now we really have to stop.
Say hi to
Okay.
the possum who's sitting on your couch right now.
All right. Well, that's it for round 3. Tune in tomorrow when we'll obsess about our kids' food experiences, and then on Friday to see what we've come up with for our Roundabout Roundup picks this week. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.